Matt,
What's cracking, brother?
what's going on? Did you get that CE knocked out?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was short-term rental law for 4 hours.
Well, it seems practical at least. I see a lot of CE is not anything that I would personally use, but I just have to take it.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, I did it because it's short-term rental, and I'm interested in that aspect. But I mean, man, once you started going into like different laws that I'm supposed to read with short-term rental regulations and how I have to have my freaking fire smoke detector checked every week, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not in compliance. I apologize.
Oh, watch out for the Gestapos.
Yeah.
All right. So, what does your business look like today?
From a realtor standpoint, is that what we're talking about as the focus right now?
Not just your real estate business.
So a majority of my day is still spent with the 9-to-5 sales right now with the team. So we have a team right now of 12 agents on my commission split local team that we're doing deals together. I'll probably say 80%, maybe 70% of my day is dealt with dealing with the team, and then another 30% is dealt with the investing side, which now includes short-term rentals. We had a mobile home park that we sold, but we're doing a 1031 exchange from one of our mobile home parks or one of our short-term rentals to buy an RV park. I'm looking forward to an RV/mobile home park, and then dealing with the syndications as well. So we have 4 apartment complexes right now that we're managing from a general partner side. Luckily, I've tried to really grow smartly to where my partnerships are such that I'm not spreading myself too thin, because that's the last thing I want to do is like overcommit to something and then fail. And so, I'm very intentional with the way where I'm growing with my partnerships, that everyone's aware of everyone's pros and cons and limitations of where they stand, whether it be knowledge, time, or money. We understand where everyone kind of sits there.
So you talked about production team, 12 agents. You talked about investments, syndications, mobile home parks, apartments. So you've been in real estate for what, 40 years now, 30 years?
That's right. Yeah. 2.5 years. So it'll be about 3 years at the end of this year. Yeah.
2.5 years, of which a portion of that you were part-time, right?
Yeah, I went full-time in beginning of 2020. That's when I retired out of the Air Force.
So that's a remarkable speed, and probably just you're very laser focused on what you need to accomplish and getting that done. It's done very well. So how were you introduced to EXP?
By this awesome couple. Their name's Chris and Jamie Bounds. They're just the most amazing people I've ever met. Yeah, no, seriously, really, that's what it was. We went out to a mastermind where we met you guys, and before that mastermind, I was interested in getting my license. I think I'd started the course or somewhere around, interested in getting my license, and I started looking at brokerages. And I had vetted all the brokerages locally. EXP was not in my local network yet. I mean, there was like one other agent in the Panhandle, like in the within a 50-mile radius that was EXP at the time. And so I had not heard of them. I was really leaning really heavily towards Keller Williams, just because I like the what they call it, their profit share model, or they call it the profit share model on their side, and the cap. So that really enticed me just from an investor mindset. But when you introduced EXP to me, I was like, yeah, dude, like it just makes sense, so it just really clicked. It really resonated with me. And so it was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. So, and I didn't know that we had a mutual friend. But so a little more detail on that story. So Jamie and I, we were speaking at an event in San Diego the last day of the conference, in which before the conference, we had a mastermind. So we were stuck in a hotel for 5 days in beautiful San Diego. So, and we were like probably one of the last speakers. And then we fly out early the next morning. So like we actually wanted to, for the first time in a week, like get out and see San Diego. And then, so you come up and talk to us as we're trying to race and get out. And then, we ended up reconnecting when you get back home. I think you were on your phone and I talked to you about EXP at the time. Yeah. And I imagine you did quite a bit of research independently, but really, I think one of the most impressive thing is, you didn't really ask me for anything. You just you got on board, did your thing, and then you just kind of went, go forth and conquer, I guess, as you say. You just kind of figured it out and did it.
Yeah, I mean, EXP alone gives you enough tools. The biggest thing I had, I was kind of on an island out here in Florida. My main main lifeline as far as talking to people in EXP initially was you and everyone else in Texas, right? Like, so it was, you know, the Texas crew, which is Texas real estate is different than Florida real estate when it comes to laws and regulations and paperwork. So it wasn't like I could call you and be like, hey man, like, how do you write your contract? You know, because it's going to be way different. So one of the big things I leaned on heavily initially was the mentor program, because that's really all I had locally. And my mentor, she was half Tennessee agent and a half Florida agent. So she lived here half the year basically. And she lived in a city that was an hour and a half away because EXP was still so spread thin, but she was awesome. I mean, she was a huge influence in like just the foundational kind of building blocks in the Florida real estate specifically. And then EXP alone, I mean, I attended so many trainings within EXP virtually, you know, through the world, or recorded trainings, and then my local association as well. So I just leaned on the resources that I had and that I needed to kind of, I would be that sponge of whatever knowledge that I know I needed to get. And then from there, you just kind of built on it naturally.
Yeah, I mean, the system is so well built, and that collaborative culture, and then of course you got the mentorship program, which Mallory is she's touched on too, and it's just phenomenal. And I always tell new agents, like, hey, the mentorship program, it's like the licensing teaches you how to stay out of jail. The mentorship program teaches you how to like go crush it and actually do the business. So
yeah.
How has it impacted your business outside of just a normal, like obviously the mentorship program and training, but maybe we can take it a little different direction. How has it impacted your business differently than it probably would have been had you joined Keller, which I mean, they're a good company, or any other brokerage out there. How do you think EXP has impacted it differently? Yeah,
I mean, I think, you know, assuming if I went to another brokerage and assuming I had similar training, so I like, you know, at least had the foundational building blocks, which I'm assuming a lot of brokerages are going to provide that from a basic level. I don't know. I've not been to another brokerage, but assuming that's the case, I think my bank account would look fairly similar. Maybe, you know, depending if I went to Keller Williams, they don't have the cap recapture through the Icon program, which now I've hit Icon twice. And so, you know, my bank account, you know, if I was at Keller Williams and I capped twice locally, it's a $24,000 cap. So I'd look at it. Roughly, I'd be $48,000 in the hole right now as far as my bank account. Where in EXP with a lower cap and to get that recouped, you know, now I'm able to see that. The other thing is, I don't sweat the details. I'm not a bean counter in the sense of the way I run my numbers in my books. And so the one thing I do like, you know, the small added benefits of the stock programs in EXP, that is just truly icing on the cake for me. So, you know, that's why when I tell people, like at a very basic level, I say, you know, if I was at any other brokerage, I think my bank account would look very similar, but I wouldn't have the stocks that I'm sitting on the side or the revenue share that I'm enjoying right now. So like those are two massive benefits that I don't emphasize because I'm still very production heavy and like that's my true focus. But those ones are just like icing on the cake that I don't think I would be able to enjoy if I was anywhere else.
So you've opted into the agent equity program, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'd imagine. I tell everyone that's like the most undervalued benefit EXP offers. Opt in from day one and don't even look at it.
It's company 401k matching essentially. I mean, it's very, very similar program.
Yeah. And what that can grow over 5, 10, whatever. It's real money. So what should other agents consider when they're looking at EXP?
I mean, every agent has their own, you know, needs and wants. You know, it really depends on if you're a newer agent, you know, see if the training. I mean, a lot of the complaints that I get when I talk to newer agents when they're considering EXP is like, oh, I want the training. I'm like, well, we have multiple forms of training where like I think a lot of people see, oh, it's virtual, so I'm not going to get like that personalized training. Where for me, the mentorship program was huge as a new agent, and then all the other trainings that we had online, it might be virtual, but it's also interactive. You know, so like you can engage and really learn. So for a new agent, just realize that the training is there, that the support is there, the local support is there, not just some virtual person that's out there. From you know, some agent who's, you know, more experienced and maybe crushing it in real estate at another brokerage, just the ability to save on the amount of money. Like, yeah, I mean, as much as you might really love your broker, just realize you're the one earning that money. So that money really should be going to you and your family. Like, don't undercut yourself in that sense. So, I mean, what you can earn there. And then from like the broker or from the team lead perspective, just realizing the amount of overhead you can save and the amount of headache you can save by jumping over to a brokerage that is truly made to be a mini franchise, but there's no franchise involved. You know, like it just really streamlines the processes there. Depending on who you're talking to, I think there's so many benefits on all levels of experience, I guess.
Yeah, you mentioned something too about the money belonging to you and your family. I've actually dropped that line on a couple folks, and it was stunning silence. So I'll draw like the A/B comparison, and whatever it is on an annual basis, like say it's like $8,000 difference net benefit if they were to join, if they were with EXP, and I'll just say so. Are you happier with that $8,000 being in your broker's pocket or being in your family's pocket, like for your own family, for your own kids and education and whatever goal that they have? Like, which makes you happier?
When it was phrased to me that way, it's a no-brainer. I mean, as much as you might really enjoy that person, like, that's great. And not to knock him, have the whole broker come over and he's going to benefit this as well. It's not like bring him along with you.
Yeah. If you love him, let's all go. Everyone is welcome to this party.
Exactly.
I guess the last thing, your team, it's exploded. And I don't know what it is with veterans. You seem to, I think it's a tight knit group. Obviously, it's definitely a very unique experience. And you've got a lot of unique things that y'all can relate to. But so you've attracted a lot of veterans, both locally and also throughout the states on the team. But it's expanded well beyond that. What does your team look like roughly today?
So overall, my whole downline, I think we have 76 in the downline. Now that we're looking at the numbers, actual numbers now. So 76 in my downline, and I think 14 frontline, so FLQAs.
Yeah. That's amazing. You've done that in 2.5 years. I'm not sure what the growth rate is, but it's probably growing 5, 10 something agents a month.
Hoping to push it up as much as we can. I mean, like I said, sadly, that's not my focus right now, is the attraction side. But sometimes I kick myself for not doing it. Other times, the production's going very well right now, and I want to try to strike while the iron's hot in that sense. So we're really enjoying the production side.
That's fine, because agents want to follow agents that are taking action. So
it's a residual benefit for sure.
It really is. Well, thank you so much, Matt. Look forward to you're going to be in Dallas next week, right?
Yeah. Are you on as well? You're going to be in town?
Yes.
Great, man. I'll see you in like 5 days. Looking forward to it.
All right. See you then.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
Take care.